What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the second episode of Just Be. Feel free to do the like and subscribe type shit if you feel like you're getting something out of this, and if you don't, no worries. Today I'm going to be talking about the spiritual bookstore. Have you ever been to a spiritual bookstore? I mean, we got a little bit of everything for you. We're going to help you align your chakras. We're going to help you tap into 5D. We're going to help you just align with oneness and manifest all your dreams subsequently on the perfect radio station. And after uh, I got out of more of the religious circle, that's where a lot of the energy and intention started to go, especially when I read the book The Secret. And oh man, a bag of money's just gonna fall into my right hand just because I've thought hard enough about it, which is not necessarily what that's pointing at, but it is it is pretty funny. Now, with there just not really being this sense of uh, needing to improve or find the perfect state or hold this specific way of thinking, hold this specific way of being. Uh, when you just become aware of this immediacy, you gotta become aware of this life, simply lifing. A lot of those practices and power ups and ways of ascension, you just realize they're another game. They're another dream. They're just in different clothing. It's like somebody who has a dream of getting rich and driving a really nice car and living in a big house and things like that. This is just the same thing. It's just wrapped in good intentions, seemingly good intentions. And you can really tell that the action figure is has a lot of great intentions, but you don't realize that you don't remember that there's a billion other action figures who could use those intentions for a trillion other reasons. And a lot of times the self will trick itself. The self will trick itself. So that's what I wanted to talk about. It's just the bookstore. Almost like it almost becomes an addiction or almost a parasite that's always looking for what's next, always looking to become more than what it already is when wholeness is already present. But we mistake the appearances that come up within consciousness as something that needs to be completed, something that needs to be accomplished. But now it's like, if I do go on a 3 day retreat, a 5 day retreat, a 10 day retreat, I just might just do it for the hell of it. There's not this, there's not this luminous award. There's not this luminous summit I'm trying to reach because that's difficult. I mean, especially in the non-duality circle, Ramana Maharshi is one of the OGs, and I think it's very difficult because so many people that followed him, they all, not all of them, but so many of them wanted to be just like Ramana. They didn't want to think anymore. And for majority of us, thoughts are going to happen. It just depends on how invested are we in those thoughts. Like, thoughts come and go like the cars on the street. Thoughts come and go like the clouds in the sky. they have no real staying power, but the spiritual story, the spiritual dream, it gets infused with that. It gets it gets really excited about it too. And the more exciting the more exciting it gets, the more exotic and completely out there it gets too, where sometimes you'll be wondering like how the hell did we get into this conversation? Where did this start and end? Yeah. There's an attempt to add more spirit to the character, to the dreamer. And how can you do that? How can you limit spirit to that, to a single identity, when it is that which takes in all of this? It's doing the hearing, it's doing the seeing, also just while making no forward motion out to meet it. Humans have done everything they can to try to bottle it up. And just like I was talking about with good intentions, they try to bottle it up with a solid cause. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes the charlatans are out and they see the marketplace, but there always eventually becomes a market for it. And that market is usually pointed and shared with a group of people that are usually feeling some form of dissatisfaction, some form of irritation that they can't come to terms with. And I did that a lot myself, especially with teachers like Rupert Spira and a lot of other voices in the non dual community. It was just, I was just a scientist. I had my rector set and I was. Was listening to all the talks and I was going to as many songs as I could go to, but I thought about it and I just asked like when is it going to be enough? How many retreats do you have to go to? How many ceremonies do you have to go to in order for wholeness to be? I really have to give a huge amount of gratitude to Paul Hederman. He has this channel called Zen Bitch Slap, and at first I started listening to him about 3 years ago. At first, I there was no way I could listen to a full talk because it was so real, it's really off-putting to the self, and it resonated so deeply that it was uncomfortable. But I visited it a few years back, about a year and a half ago actually, and I just listened to Paul talk, and there's something that resonates. And I used to live in Northern California, so there's a lot of other like radical non-dual um, people that speak on this subject, but just the way Paul does it really, he really knows what he's doing in the kitchen by realizing that he's not the one in the kitchen, or there's no one in the kitchen. He would probably point to that. So a lot of what Just Be is about is like really really inspired by a lot of what he shared, and a lot of this traveling lighter, similar to just all this luggage that we carry, all this luggage that we think we need to put in the suitcase. It just alleviates the attachment to needing to add all those extra items when they're not essential to experience. They're not essential to experience. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll talk to you guys soon. Hope you all have a blessed night. Just be. Peace.